Hey, this is Lewis from SoFly. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple responsive hero section. So I already have a simple responsive header section up here. I'll put the link to the tutorial on creating that in the video description. And to make the hero, just go ahead and add another section to your page. We're going to set the background color to be the same as the header background, so we'll just go ahead and copy and paste that in. Then I'm going to add 75 pixels of padding on the top and the bottom. And we'll go ahead and add our heading and duplicate that, change the tag to H2 for the subheading. And then we will center everything in the hero section, and we'll make the text white, 48px, 300 weight. There is our heading. And for the subheading, we'll make it 30px, white, 400 weight. And we'll put some top margin on it to move it a bit away from the main heading. And then below this, we want two buttons centered. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a div block. And we will put 50 pixels of top margin on this, and then our buttons will go in here. So center everything in the div block, and then add in a text link. We will just call this main CTA button. Set the font color to white, font size to 18px. We will set the padding to 20 pixels on all sides of the button. We'll go with a 2-pixel solid white border with a 4-pixel border radius. And I'll change the button text here to get oxygen now. And then for the secondary button, we're going to have it say learn more. We want both these buttons to be the same width. So instead of relying on padding to set the size of the buttons, let's just manually set the width right here to 250px. It's a little big. So go down to 235. That looks pretty good. And then let's put 10 pixels of margin on either side of the button so they aren't right next to each other. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and finish this off with a screenshot. So I'll go ahead and add in an image. And I will upload my image. And here is the hero image. Now this is way too big, so we're going to set the width to 100%. And then we're going to remove, we want this to show up right up on the bottom of the hero section. So to do that, we are going to go back to the section and remove the bottom padding, set that to 0. And then we'll just add that padding back in as the top margin on the image to separate it away from the buttons. And there you go. That's how to do a simple hero section with Oxygen. And make this responsive, since we already put 20 pixels of container padding on the menu, we're just going to do the same thing on the hero section. That way it won't be right up against the edge of the screen on smaller resolutions. And less than 992px, looking good. Less than 768. Still looking good. I'm going to shrink this headline font size a little bit. We'll make that 36, and we'll make this 24. And then at less than 480, these buttons are going to stack vertically. So let's make it so at less than 768, these buttons have 100% width and 20 pixels bottom margin, and no margin on the left or on the right. And that looks pretty good. Let's say less than 480 looks good. Now, less than 768, these buttons look a little obnoxiously wide. So let's just set the max width for the button to be 500 px. So the max width is going to be 500 px, and down here on smaller screen sizes, when it's less than 500 px, the width is just going to be 100%. Okay, there we go. That is how to create a responsive hero section with Oxygen. Now, one nice effect we could do, instead of using this bland gray background, is use a gradient background. So to do that, what we'll do is actually put both the header and the hero section inside a div. So we'll add another div to the page. We'll drag the header into that div, and then we'll drag the hero section into that div as well. And we'll remove the background color from the header section, and remove the background color from the hero. And then we can style them both by editing the background color of the div. But what if we want to use a fancy gradient background? So I'll go over to uigradients.com and just pick a dark gradient that I think is going to look good with light text. So this right here looks pretty cool. So click Get CSS Code and just copy and paste the background line. You don't need the other lines. They're for older browsers. It's 2016, so you'll be fine with just this. And paste in the background into the CSS tab of the parent div block. And there you go. Now you have a fancy gradient background on your hero section. Okay, thank you very much for watching.